What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to show you guys what I believe is the best RPO scheme in college football 25. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn those post notifications on. So I do want to say that I am using UAB. So of course I'm in the UAB offensive playbook. Again, that's the UAB offensive playbook. Now I am going to have an ebook coming out very soon on this formation that you're about to see, and I do want to say that although this formation can be found on a lot of other playbooks, specifically UAB is the only playbook that has all of the plays that you're about to see. Okay, I went ahead and checked, I did the research. That's why I haven't put out a video yet, because I've been researching, finding out what's the best RPO scheme for y'all, because I know y'all love RPOs and they are very effective. They're good at destroying all the meta defenses, and we're going to get into all that. So first and foremost, for transparency, I am playing on not all Madden, Lord, I'm thinking about Madden. I am playing on Heisman on offense, and for defense I am using Ohio State because they have the best defense in the game, and we do have it on Heisman. So basically this will be the worst matchup scenario, and this is how I like to do it whenever I'm trying to try out offensive things. I want to show you versus the toughest defense in the game, whether that's a team, whether that's the formation, and that's what we're talking about today. Okay, and like I said, last thing is I'm gonna do two parts on this video. So part one is going to be just for RPO and showing you the run based style of it. So this one is going to be more explaining how to use this, and in part two I'm going to show you more maybe like a passing type play, and then show you some gameplay, because I am going to put an ebook on this formation. So I don't want to give out too much, because I am going to put an ebook, like I said, and something that y'all are going to really like. Okay, so anyways, this is what the playbook looks like. Now, what we're going to be going over first is going to be this, where is it at? This wide receiver mid screen. This screen will destroy man coverage. We're going to talk about all this in a second. So let's go to wide receiver mid screen now. We're going to I'm going to show you just against a couple meta formations. So first we're going to kind of take a dive at 3-3 mug, because I've been seeing this a lot in the Madden community right now. People love this defense, but I'm here to tell you, if you run against this defense, you're going to love this playbook, or this particular formation, I should say. So we're going to start off in cover one hole. All right, now what we're going to do here is we're just going to back the ball up. Now this is just so because I plan on showing you at least one passing play. I wouldn't do y'all that dirty and just not show y'all any passing plays, but when I run this offense, just for transparency, I like to run it to where my three receivers right here are kind of close to the sideline. So not to the wide side, but more along to the short sides. Now it only matters when you start passing the ball, but for running these screens and things, it doesn't matter. Okay, so here we go right here, man coverage. So now what I like to do is you want to hold LB or L1 if you're on PlayStation, and you want to hold down X for ID the mic. Not hold down. You just want to press X for ID the mic, and then you want to still hold L1 the whole entire time, and it will let you move your mic. So I like to always ID the outside cornerback when I do this, as you can tell right here. So he is ID'd. And all you're going to do is just basically deliver a nice strike right there, and you're going to turn up field. Now, I know you're probably saying, Real, what's so special about this? You know, you're only getting 3-4 yards right there. I accidentally clicked the button. But as you can tell, even if you don't ID the mic, you're going to be able to consistently get this. Now, the reason why this is good for one is because most of the time, if your opponent's going to run some type of double A gap, they're either going to stand here with this guy. Now, for one, they'll probably do mid blitz, which we'll talk about that right now. Either they're going to use this guy right here and try to pop out, or they're going to bring this guy down and they're going to blitz their user right here, and they're going to stand right here to try to get somebody free. Whether they do that or not, that's completely fine. So just to kind of show you that, I'm going to go ahead and leave that guy right here, and no matter what, you'll still be able to throw this hot. Now, the guy who made the tackle will be the user, okay? So that won't be the guy making the tackle for you. And I'll go ahead and show you that real quick here. So notice that he went straight over there. That's only because that's CPU. This is mimicking the user. The user's not going to go straight over there. And as you can tell, if that user gets stuck on the line, which does happen a lot, we'll be able to get a nice big play out there. So you can honestly just keep running this a lot versus mid blitz. And also, I haven't even got to the bread and butter what I want to talk about. I've only simply just shown you this one. And again, you can ID that guy right there, and then the blocking is just very consistent, which is why I like it. It's good to pick up those quick yardage. So now I know some of you guys are probably saying, well, Rel, to stop these, all you have to do is run cover 4 and then you'll be good. And I'll talk to you about that in just 1 second. But first, I want to show you something else though. So if they're running double A gap, whether it don't even have to be double A gap, if they're walking both their linebackers down in the A gap, you can run this halfback direct, and you'll actually be able to bust it for about a lot of times you get a 1-play touchdown, because they just do such a great job on blocking, and you can pick up the outside. You can pick up huge yardage. You can also do this versus your mid blitz style. Just be careful if you're going to run this, because like I said, a lot of times, now I'm not going to touch the controller. I'm just going to use her on defense, just to kind of show you what the user would do. So the user, they'll kind of stand here. Whoop, I forgot to switch it to halfback direct. I was expecting that. So, you can run the screen. Like I said, if you see the user, if they're calling mid blitz and you see that user creep down the line of scrimmage right here, then keep running the screen. All right, it'll work, I promise you. But if you want to switch it up, you also can run the halfback direct. And I'm just going to use her on defense. I'm not going to touch the offensive controller. So a lot of times they'll pop here, and then you kind of see the hole. Either you could take it there or you could take it outside. They will let you go straight outside. You'll just have to read the user there. It's one of my, basically, as long as you get a little block, you can actually take it and just come straight outside. Let me see if I can show you that at least one time. They may not let me, but I'm going to try to show you here, and then we'll keep moving, because I haven't even got to, like I said, everything I wanted to talk to y'all about. So, like I said, you can come here and notice that I can stick my foot in the ground. Now, I only went outside that time just to show you that realistically you can go outside, okay? It's not like an auto, like it forces you to. So, if that user is walked up in that gap right here between 57 and 64, you can actually take it and go straight outside. And a lot of times you can bust it on the sideline that way. So, those are the two things I love against your man blitzes or any style of man. Now, if they want to play zone, I don't preferably like running this, but you definitely can. So this is without hard flats. I kind of want to just show you what happens with it. Notice that they're kind of there, but it doesn't make too much of a difference for us, okay? So moving forward, if they play zone, then I actually like to come to this bubble screen right here. So I think the bubble screen works a lot better. So I'm going to ID that guy right here, and then we're going to go ahead and throw this. And now notice what happens right here, that we're going to be able to get a nice yardage on the sideline. Now there also is another RPO in here, but preferably I like to just alternate between bubble screen and this wide receiver screens. And this bubble screen is very, very glitchy. So the reason this is good, because you can also run a third RPO, but I don't feel like I need to talk about that one. All right, so the reason why this is important, so notice the hard flat right here. Notice we try to ID him, and notice that they don't block him, right? So if you ever notice that animation, what I want you to do is very, very simple, okay? If you notice that for some reason nobody blocks that guy, so in man coverage, always pay attention to this cornerback up top, okay? In man coverage. If you feel like you're playing zone, or if you're not sure, you always are going to read, where is it at? You're always going to read these two. You're always going to be looking at those two. They will tell you whether it's man or zone coverage and what to do. If you see zone coverage, this you'll be able to tell if he's there or not. So basically, if that is, you want to hit R3. What that's going to do is going to throw it at the ground. This was not on Madden, or if it was, it made you throw it out of bounds and you get like intentional ground. And this year, they let you throw it at the feet of the receiver. So if you ever see something you don't like, again, I'm showing you cover 3 hard flats for a reason. And I'm calling this play for a reason, because it won't work. This play is meant for man coverage only, in my opinion. So anyways, you just want to pay attention. If nobody blocks him, throw it at the ground. Immediately click R3, throw it at the ground, okay? Save yourself a headache. Now, when you see that, basically when you see that, let's go back to cover 3. Let's set it up the same way again. All right. Now, when you see that, you can come back and run the same play, or maybe run a different play, run the ball so the user isn't over there. And then you want to go to bubble screen, like I said. And then you want to, I like to personally ID that guy. And now I'm really watching him, right? So then, boom, I can throw it. And a lot of times they will hold that block, but UAB isn't that very good of a team. So a lot of times they will hold that block, okay? I know I've done a whole lot of talking, a whole lot of everything, but let's kind of dive a little bit deeper into this, okay? Now, the reason I'm talking a lot too is because there's a lot you're going to have to understand about this game to be able to be effective at it, okay? Now, next thing I want to show y'all is cover 4 drop, because I know somebody in the comments, somebody's going to be like, well, real, you could just run, you know, you could just run cover 4 drop and then shade down, and then you could take away all that. So I just kind of want to show you what to do. Where's my RPO at? Here we go. So RPO alert bubble. So we're going to come out in wide receiver screen, okay? Now I want to show you why a lot of people do that. So they're going to most likely press and they're going to shade down for hard flats if you start throwing RPOs. Now, it's very effective versus this style of RPO. As you can tell, nobody blocked them, so I click R3, throw it at the ground. So click it, throw it at the ground, okay? Now, let's go in and press and do the same thing again. Now I want to show you with bubble screen, all right? So again, this is how you kind of start to play with your opponent, right? So you notice that right there, they don't block them, which is fine. Okay, they don't block them. Okay, cool. So we'll throw the ball away. Now, that's why I like this formation, because there are 3 RPOs in here. So this RPO alert bubble is actually, I know it looks the same, but it's actually quite different, I should say. So we're still going to ID this guy right here. And then now notice that he actually blocks him, right? So this is why you want to put all 3 of these RPOs. Now that's all I'm telling you. These RPOs are amazing in this particular playbook. They're the best ones I found that actually work versus everything, honestly. So there's never a defense that you can't run this against. So RPO alert bubble right here. I'm going to ID him. Now, anytime you run this, you always want to look at either this guy, the slot corner, or the outside corner. That will tell you what's open and what to do, okay? So right here, I'm gonna look at him. Notice they block him. They actually wash him down, and then look, we're able to throw that out there for even more yardage. And that's against cover 4 drop, okay? And that's against hard flat. So I know a lot of y'all in the comments will say, well, that's what you're supposed to run. That's what I run. And it works perfectly, as y'all can tell. But this formation in particular is very, very special because there are 3 RPOs. And I haven't even touched on this quarterback blast. Haven't even touched on it yet. It's actually a very good run play as well, especially if you have a quarterback who can move a little bit. It's essentially just a quarterback draw in a sense, but look at those blocks. I mean, right there was terrible run stick, but look at those blocks, and that's what makes this defense this offense very tough, because what'll start happening is when you start running these RPOs, your opponent's going to start trying to use her on this side and really be focused over here. And so I'm going to put him in the purple to kind of simulate him going that way. And a lot of times what happens is they'll start to cheat. They'll really start cheating over here to this side. And when you start noticing that, that's when you want to start doing your quarterback blast, your halfback direct, those style of plays. And you just literally follow your block. And then they just do such a great job blocking. Now, also, I don't have to say this, but there is also read option. So if your user is just literally playing all the way, their user's playing all the way over here, run the read option. So there's plenty of things to run inside of this playbook, okay? Now, that was against your 3-3 stack, which is another meta formation. Also, I've been seeing a lot of 3-3-5 mint, which, is, you guys don't know, that's pretty much what Penny. So Penny is more your 3-3-5 odd style defense. So what a lot of people are still running to, where's the cover 3 blitz at? Because I still see that as well. Sam Mike 3 press, I still see that. So let me kind of show you that. And no matter what you run, you can always start off a wide receiver mid screen and then literally work your way down to the bubble screen and to the RPO, and then you're going to be able to have a nice scheme, okay? Now, what most people are doing, they're going to slide their defensive line. They're going to most likely crash them up, and then either they're going to either they're going to manually individually blitz X right here, and then just kind of hold this gap to get a man free, or it depends on how they do it. But most of the time, this is what your users will do. So I'm gonna kind of simulate that here. I'm gonna put him in a spy just to kind of help simulate that. But again, it's the same thing. If you're not sure if it's man or zone, always ID the outside, and then be watching this guy right here, because he's the only one that'll ever give you problems, ever, okay? So as you can tell right there, he's not there. We can throw it, turn up, get about 3-4 yards, and we could try the other screen. We could try the other RPOs if you want more yardage, okay? Now, the only one I haven't went over yet is cover 2. Completely forgot to go over that. But cover 2 is literally the same thing, okay? It doesn't matter whether it's man, zone, doesn't matter. All of these will work perfectly, okay? You just still want to ID the outside if you're never not sure. And just watch, okay? Just watch. Okay, cool. They block them. Now I'm throwing it. And a lot of times you can actually turn up and go right back outside on cover 2. So if they happen to play cover 2 hard flat, let you see that. Now I'm pressing because it's the hardest one to stop is when they press. That's why you see me pressing a lot, okay? Alright, so I ID him. I'm looking. I see he gets blocked. Now I throw it. And just look at how many yards we're able to get from that. And that's with cover 2 hard flat. Most people think that that'll stop it. So as you can tell, I have not talked about any passing plays yet, but you can tell we already have a dangerous scheme on our hands. Alright, and then even if they ran a man blitz out of this, you know, the pinch. And I'll show you off man as well, just in case you might think that matters. Any type of man coverage, this play is perfect for it. This little screen play is perfect for it, as long as they block. Sometimes that does happen where they don't block him, but most of the time they will block him, okay? And if for some reason that they just aren't blocking and then your user starts, you know, they start playing just off man coverage, pass the ball. There are a lot of great routes this year that torch off man coverage. There's a lot of them, which we'll talk about in the ebook, okay? But for here, you can run halfback direct. You can run quarterback blast. You know, you can ID the user. And then, you know, you're able to escape outside or however you want to do it, all right? So I know I spent a whole lot of time talking, but this formation is really great. I spent this much time because if you're going to run this formation, you want to run it correctly. And honestly, the way you run this correctly is you rotate all these RPOs, okay? You can really make it tough on your opponent. And when they start worrying about the RPOs a lot, then you sprinkle in these pass plays that I'm going to show you just one, okay? I told y'all I wouldn't do y'all like that. I wouldn't just give y'all nothing, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to inside switch. Let me find it real quick. All right, inside switch. Now, this works versus any zone coverage in the game, okay? Any zone. Doesn't matter which one. Now, match, I have on my ebook. I will get an ebook on match because match, there are a couple of different setups that torch match coverage on here, okay? Now, I just picked cover 3 just for an example, but I'll show you cover 2 and all that since I got y'all here. All you want to do is take circle, put him on a corner route, and you want to use the right stick right here to put him on a corner route. You want to take R1, put him on a streak. You want to take X, put him on a flat route, which is L2 for a flat route. Now, square, you want to take him, put him on a deep cross, and lastly, triangle on a curl. Now, you're probably saying, Real, I'm not going to have enough time for that. If you can practice which buttons you need to hit, you will have enough time to call this and then still snap the ball, okay? You most definitely will. When you run this, okay, it doesn't matter where on the field you run it, but my suggestion, run it where either I am or in the middle. Try not to make your trips too far wide. For some reason, it isn't as effective this year. But anyways, I'm going to just kind of buy some time, and then just kind of roll out here and then go into replay real quick. And I want to show you your read progressions on this play, okay? Then I'll quickly just kind of go over every coverage real quick. So your read progression depends on the user. If your user's on the right side of the field, like if he's on this right side, you want to look for your crosser, look for this gap for him to get open. Normally that gap is right here in cover 3, and it changes sometimes, but most of the time it's going to be here no matter what coverage it is for zone. Now, if the user is on the left side, they're either going to do what you see this guy do here. They're either going to play down low on the running back, or they're going to stay up top. Either one, you're just going to hit high-low on that side. So we have a great concept right there. Now, right here, we have another great concept. Now, this is why I would, if you want to run this more effective, you'd want to move the ball a little bit over to the left some. You'd want to run it maybe about right here, like where the ball is, somewhere up in here. And that will give this corner route, this little C route, enough time to get a little bit more wide open. Now, as soon as that guy turns his back, that's when you want to throw this ball to the sideline, all right? And you'll get a nice little possession catch here. Now, if they play hard flats because they're expecting an RPO, this throw right here is going to be very easy to make. Very, very easy. This is against a curl flat also. So, that's against cover 3. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump the ball over a little bit just so you can kind of see. Now, if you want to put it all the way on the other side and make it truly on the wide side, that's up to you. But it's not necessary, okay? So, let's go cover 2 real quick just so you can see cover 2. And we'll do clouds. Most of the time, they probably won't play clouds if you're using the RPO correctly. But if they are playing clouds, then you're still fine. The setup will still work. You just want to make sure you hit X. X is going to be who you're looking for. Didn't have enough time, sadly, but had I just dumped it down, you would have seen it. Now, even if you're getting blitzed like crazy, like, you know, if they got a great pass rush, you still have time to dump this down. But if you wait, the longer you wait, the more open it's going to get. And you're going to need time, sadly, for this to clear. This gets open right about here. Is where you would need to throw this. So you'll just have to buy time in the pocket. Or if all odds fails and they're just, you know, just really just blitzing you, sending you home, you know, not blitzing, Lord, they just get a great pass rush. You can always throw this right here very, very hot. because this crosser is going to force the vertical hooks to back up, okay? So, if anybody knows my channel, if y'all know my channel, I am king of doing long breakdown videos, so be expecting this. So if you're new here, this is how I do my videos. I go way in depth to make sure you truly understand what you're doing before you get out there, okay? Alright, last thing I want to give y'all, then we're done, because like I said, you want to run this versus your main zone coverages. You know, your cover 3, cover 4 drop style, not cover 4 quarters, palms. We'll talk about that. That's a match. I'll put that on the ebook for y'all because we'll talk about that. But your standard zone coverages, that's the way it goes, okay? So last thing I'll do is I want to show y'all cover 4 drop real quick with the same exact play and setup that I just showed y'all. Excuse me. So that way y'all can have that, okay? So anyways, we want to take R1, put them on the street. Like I said, y'all should know the setup at this point. Now, if you're not sure if they're playing zone or man, you can actually take X and put them on a zig route. You can put them on a zig route, and this setup still does work against man. It's just not my favorite, if that makes sense, but you definitely can run this against man. I guess I'll show you once here in a second, but just to show you for transparency, we are in cover 4 drop, and now I'm not going to call hard flats because obviously the circle is going to get wide open to hard flats, so I'm not going to make it that easy on y'all. But notice that he kind of turns his back. No, not sure why we got such a bad pass right there, but you get the idea, okay? If they were to play a hard flat, then obviously this wouldn't be open. But if you needed this as a late read, you just get blitzed, you know, something crazy, you have that. But I want to show you this real quick too, because you can throw this. And this is also one of the best safeties in the game. You'll be able to see he can't make a play on it. It's the streak route that's really forcing these safeties to not be here. So as you can tell, there's just a big gap you have here. You're always going to have 2 open. User can't cover both, all right? So I'll show you that one time. And then I'll show you man, and then that will be the video. So this one I wanted to just give y'all something if you wanted to pass the ball, because I think y'all should go try this scheme out. I believe you'll really love it. Lord, lose my brain. There it goes. I think y'all really love this scheme. Let's see if I can deliver a nice strike for y'all. As you can tell right there, that gap is gonna be there, okay? Now last thing I want y'all to at least see it. So maybe if, let's say for some reason you're struggling that hard against man coverage, again, there are great routes and great setups for man coverage in particular, but what I found so far this year, which you'll see me talk about this a lot, is corner routes are great versus man coverage this year. They're very good. Now, if they run in man, you could technically leave them on the in route by square, but the crosser works as well, the deep cross. It all depends on what type of release he gets. Now, if you're for sure they're running man coverage, like you're like, real, I know for a fact they're running man coverage, that they're not in zone, then there's a couple things you can put the running back on. If you have a fast running back, you can put them on the wheel. The wheel routes work good versus, you know, standard man. If they play like a one high safety, it works good with wheel routes out the backfield. Texas routes, it all depends on who you have at running back. So it's not just an automatic, you know, man killer this year. And also the corner route matters who you have, because it can work, but if you don't have a good route runner, they're going to be all over it. So if you always want the safer option, to be honest, the out routes. So so basically the right here, the out route to the right. Now this is terrible spacing with these 2 routes, so I wouldn't do that. But if you wanted to do this and you wasn't sure if it was man or zone, you could take X, put them on a drag, and that'd be fine for you. Let's go ahead and press. Now, some people may walk that guy up. Some people won't. We'll do worst case scenario and walk him up. Okay. So, if you were getting man and you wasn't sure if it was man or zone, but you wanted to be safe, this will be my setup right here to be safe. Because we have 2 quick options between X and triangle. Square depends on the release. Circle depends on the release. Okay. So, we're just basically have a double-sided read. I'll try to buy some time. Just so we can kind of show you right here. So again, I have a very bad team, and this is the best defense in the game, so you know, give it some grace. But this route, like I said, it depends on how they release. Right here, he was on that. Now right here, this corner route, it depends on how much room he has to run it, but if you want to throw this, you have to throw it right now out the break, and you'll be able to get a nice little possession catch right here on the sideline. So I'll show you that real quick, and then after that, I promise y'all that's the video. I figure y'all, I'm taking a little bit more time to break this down also, because this is, you know, first video I'm putting out, so I want you guys to start to understand it, so when you test it yourself, you already know what you're looking for. So you can also do a zig. Like I said, zig still working against man. It just depends on who they have and who you have running this route. But also another good route is the short cross. That also depends on who you have. So there's a lot of different things. It depends on who you have this year. Now, if the cross isn't getting open like you want, the post is also an option if you go up. Now I know it doesn't show post, but I click post. It's doing the little thing it did in Madden 24. But anyways, squares on a post now. And you also can leave them on the in route. So just kind of giving you some other options for man coverage if you just don't want to run the wide receiver screens. Maybe your user starting to get, maybe your opponent's starting to get used to it, so starting to use her very, very heavy on that side. But anyways, snap the ball. I just want to show you circle real quick. That it's all about timing. So notice right there we were able to complete that, and that happens a good bit because this year it's all about timing with a lot of these routes. So again, look at this route. Notice that he was actually on it this time, but if you have a faster or a good matchup, then he'll be able to run away from that guy a lot of times. It all depends. Now this crosser route, I like it because he gets his foot in the ground. Notice right there he gets his foot, and that's open. As you guys can tell, that's definitely open. Now this post route, it depends on who you have running this post. Basically, so right here we get good positioning, but that's pretty much not open, but that's okay. And right here, lastly, like I was telling you guys, if you throw this as soon as he kind of starts to get into his animation of breaking, you'll be able to throw a nice ball right here. And it's pretty consistent with this corner route, which is why I like it. So anyways, I did a ton of talking here. I pray that you guys did get a lot of value out of this. And again, I'm in the UAB playbook. Very, very good playbook. It's one of my favorites so far, I should say. So they have a lot of different formations in here. They have a bunch wide, which is still pretty good. Spread double flex. They have so you know, they have a pretty good formations. I haven't actually I have went through all these already. So they got tight Y off, which is still good. So if you like some pistol, this is a good playbook too. So just kind of cycling real quick in case you haven't even looked at their playbook at all. You can kind of see what formations they have. But anyways, I plan on going over this formation too when I cook up something. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video though. And y'all let me know in the comments what y'all are running. Maybe if you ran you know, what do you run? You know, so just whatever, talk to me. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I pray y'all have a blessed day. I'm Ray Jarrell, and I'm out.